got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good creeping up on you, so just dance.
Good morning, everyone. If you're new to the channel, my name is Thiago Lusvarghi. I'm a first-year medical student studying at the University of Ottawa. Currently, I'm not in Ottawa. I'm very where I'm from, where I'm based out of, and that's because of the coronavirus. Now, a couple of days ago, I posted on my Instagram page, what do you guys want me to talk about my YouTube channel? Do you guys want me to talk about productivity? And I got a lot of yeses and 0 no's on Instagram. So that's what I'm gonna do for the next couple of videos, or maybe just sprinkle it in there, here and there. So you saw my morning routine a little bit. I tried to get some of it. And the first tip that I have for being productive is making a schedule the night before. One thing that I like to say that I've heard many times from people that I follow are that your morning starts the night before. So it's super important that you spend at least 10 or 15 minutes before you go to bed thinking about what you're going to do the next day. Write it down on a piece of paper. That way you have a checklist. As soon as you wake up, you have things to accomplish, and you're not just trying to come up with thoughts while you're tired and you're losing time. And so that's tip number 1. Make a schedule the night before and stick to it in the next day. And just to give you guys an idea, usually what I do is I'll wake up at 5:30 in the morning. Sometimes I wake up at 4:30. It changes, but as of right now, I've been waking up at 5:30, and I'll start off with doing my morning devos. Then I'll do a little bit of stretching with some yoga, and I'll jump into my first task of the day, which is it changes from Monday, Wednesday, and Thursdays are different than my Tuesdays and Fridays. So on Mondays, when I have lectures, I'll start looking at the lectures, learning new material, making notes, making flashcards. And then after I'm done all that, I'll take a break and then do flashcards in the afternoon or in the evening. Whereas Tuesdays and Fridays, what I've been doing is I'll do the same morning routine right when I wake up, devos, a stretch, and then I will jump into doing flashcards right away. And then I have my CBL case-based learning online call, kind of like a Zoom call, but we're doing a Microsoft team. And that's when I get on the call with my friends, with my small group and a professor, and we work through cases, and then I finish that day off with some flashcards. So it changes, but my schedule is roughly the same. It has a pattern to it, a rhythm, and it's super helpful to stick to it. I'm just getting ready to go out for a jog, and I decided to give you tip number 2 about being productive. And I find that waking up early really helps, because early in the morning everybody's sleeping, there's nobody messaging you, nobody asking you to do things. And so I find that when I wake up early, it's quiet, I set my schedule, I know what to do, and I can easily execute on the goals that I've set for that day. So tip number 2 is wake up early. Alright, so I'm back from my quick jog. I'm not much of a runner. I've mentioned that in my previous videos before. I think I might have ran like just over 500 meters, and I'm out of breath. But it was really good. I felt like I was kind of tied down, a little stuck, because I did a lot of studying. Like majority of the day I still have some to do. And so running
I felt would kind of release those endorphins and make me feel a little bit better, get that exercise, gonna take a nice shower. But I'm back from my jog. Hopefully my need to catch my breath isn't being too loud on this microphone. The next tip, I think it's tip number 3, you cannot use your phone as an alarm clock. Or you shouldn't, at least. I'm not gonna make that absolute. It's up to you. But I highly encourage you to get some type of simple alarm clock, dollar store, Walmart, eBay, Amazon, whatever. Something that does not have notifications and will not distract you early in the morning. The problem with a cell phone, and I would show you mine if I weren't filming on it, is that early in the morning you might have some messages, some notifications. You might feel tempted to take a look at that Facebook, go on TikTok, check out that Instagram feed. And you don't want to do that because that immediately sends a rush of dopamine to your brain and it's going to throw you off balance. You're not going to feel good after. You're going to feel lazy. You're going to be more prone to procrastinating. And so the best thing to do is not check your phone. If you do use your phone as an alarm clock, then I encourage you to, first thing you do, turn the alarm clock off, no snoozing, and immediately put it to the side, put on do not disturb mode, do anything you can to prevent any more notifications coming your way. All right, so the second part of tip number 3 is whenever you're doing work that needs a high amount of focus and energy, make sure to take your phone and put it in a drawer. Put it underneath your blanket, your bed, your pillow. Hide it because you want to minimize, any distractions that you might have while you're working. You might think that you're being an amazing person because you're multitasking. You're like, hey, look at me, I'm studying, I'm looking at my notes, and I get to chat with my friends on Facebook, or I get to keep up with people on Instagram and TikTok. But that's not how it works. Your mind cannot divide that energy. You can only focus really well on one thing at a time. And so it's better to do one thing at a time at 100% energy rather than 3-4 things at 10%, because you're not going to get much done or anything done across those 10 things that you're trying to do. So tip number 3, don't use your phone as an alarm clock. And when you're doing work that requires concentration, put that phone away.
Good afternoon, everybody. I just finished doing a total of 445 flashcards. I told you yesterday, we're in the last scene of me running that I made a schedule for studying because I have an exam on April the 6th. And boy, this seems to be a lot harder than I planned. I thought I could get through these flashcards, these lectures a lot faster. It's taken a while, but so far so good. So right now it's Sunday, it's 12:10, and I woke up at 5:30. I began studying early today, and I just finished reviewing all of week 3. So that is good. I still have some respirology, many flashcards to do, but I'm gonna take a break now. I'm gonna relax, do some things that I enjoy, maybe exercise, maybe edit this vlog, but I want to give you the next productivity tip.
Oh, sorry.
Just walked in. So tip number 4 is to create goals. You need to have goals to be able to push through those moments where you feel tired, where it feels super mundane. Like for me, waking up 5:30 in the morning is not very exciting. In fact, every day when I wake up early, I feel tired. I don't feel like getting up, but I have goals that I want to achieve, and so those push me past those moments that suck, and where I might feel a little bit stuck. So ask yourself, what do I want to achieve in my life? By having goals, not only do you push past these moments that kind of suck, but you tend to be more intentional in everything that you do. Now, you don't have to wake up early in the morning to be super productive, but do give it a thought. You know, if If you're gonna wake up in the morning, why are you gonna do it? What's the first thing you're gonna do? If you're gonna sleep in and you're gonna stay up later, why are you gonna stay up later? What's your goal with that? Don't just do things to do them, but having purpose, have a reason to have that, to give you that kind of motivation in case you reach a block, a mind block, an energy block where you don't feel like doing it. Because then you're going to be able to remind yourself, okay, this is why I'm doing it. And so sometimes for me, when I get really tired, or when I am really tired in the morning, I wake up and I'm like, I just don't want to study. I remind myself that if I push through these moments that I don't feel like it, if I push through, let's say, the negative, then I'll be stronger in the future. And so to me, it's more of a character builder. And if I get really down, then I'll think about, let's say, my future patients and say, I'm getting up to study well, one, to glorify God and just to do my best, but also so I can be a good doctor in the future. So write down a list of things, of goals that can push you to become your best self. Anyways, I hope that helps. In this video, I'm just giving you guys a brief summary of some of the things that popped into my mind when I think about productivity. If you want, in the future, maybe I'll dive deeper into it with a little bit more clarity on the topic. And now I'm gonna go have lunch. Okay, so the next tip is more so of a caveat, and it's really to understand your biological clock. Often we think that we have to wake up early to feel productive. That isn't the case. It's a big portion of it. Remember, I mentioned that in the morning, there's less distractions, less noise, less people trying to message you or notifications popping up. So the morning is better for that in that specific reason. But also understand your biological clock, your circadian rhythm. What that means is, how does your body run? Do you have more energy in the morning, or are you a night owl and you have more energy at the night? So you have to be self-aware of that and understand what time you have the most energy. So it comes down to not just time management, but really energy management. And so over the next couple of days, I want you to think about your energy state from morning till night. You can write it down on your phone or a piece of paper, or just take a mental note. And let's say it's 6 a.m. How do you feel? 8 a.m., 9 a.m., so on till 11 p.m., 12, and try to gauge your energy, because that way next time you plan or try to schedule your day, you can schedule according to how you know your body will be like at that point in time. For me, I can think the most in the morning. Not super early morning. I'm not like a early morning bird. I'm just a morning person. So let's say between 8 a.m. to 11 is like my peak time. And then I know that at 3 I kind of drop off. And so at that time I'll plan to hit the gym or do something to distract my mind, distract my body, do something else. So that's the next tip. I don't know how many tips it is. Let me check. That's tip number 5, which is really understand your biological clock. Okay guys, Jess is on a Facebook call with a friend. Let's take a peek. That didn't go as planned. I got found out, and so then I started talking to Jess's friend. All right, so the next tip, which is the last one, this is tip number 6, and that is embrace discomfort. Throughout life, you're gonna come across a lot of uncomfortable situations, many of which are actually beneficial and are gonna help you to grow. For example, waking up early is uncomfortable, but it's helpful. Taking a cold shower is uncomfortable, but getting through that provides a little bit more mental toughness. Exams are uncomfortable, but it's a growing experience. Studying is uncomfortable, but a growing experience. Lifting weights at the gym is very uncomfortable for the muscles, but it's the only way that they will grow. And so whenever you come across a situation that you don't feel like you're capable of going through, through it, don't count yourself out. If it's not going to kill you, now don't go and do dumb things, but if it's something that will push you to become a better person, the better version of yourself, something that will challenge you to grow mentally, physically, to learn how to overcome obstacles, then go ahead and conquer that obstacle. Whatever it is, challenge that feeling of discomfort. And once you go through it, you'll realize that your fears were not as big as they once were. They're not as strong as you once thought. And so that is my sixth tip. It is embrace discomfort. Embrace these moments that you feel like you are not capable of getting through. Because once you get through them, you will feel blessed, you will feel like you grew, and you will be strengthened and equipped to go through even more difficult challenges. All right, guys, I'm gonna end the video there. So those are 6 tips that I came up with on the spot roughly of how to be productive. I do have more tips, but I wanna know, like, was it beneficial? Is it something you guys can apply in your life? I'm also curious about, what do you do to be productive? How are you coping with this current COVID-19 pandemic situation? What are you doing in self-isolation? How do you study? Let me know, comment, send me a DM on Instagram. I reply to every DM. Make sure to like this video if you want me to talk about the COVID situation in regards to how our medical school is dealing with it, how I'm dealing with it in terms of adjusting to the new online curriculum. Please let me know, and I can make a video about that next week. Aside from that, I hope you guys have a great day, a great rest of the week. Stay safe, wash your hands, and practice social distancing. Love you guys. Peace.